Hey, Coach, so glad you found us on YouTube. I have been coaching for 30 years, so I know how many great resources there are out there. I tried to bring them together at teachhoops.com. Let me help you become a better basketball coach. All sorts of great resources on there. And even the best part is the community, the one-on-one calls with me, office hours, you name it. You know, I've been there. You can see behind all the balls. You can see a couple of my players have played in the NBA. I am here to help. I am here to serve. So go over and check it out. Click above, down below, teachhoops.com. Enjoy the video.
Send this to me. I'll put this on the YouTube channel. Okay.
Yep. Yeah, I just hit the record button. So,
Okay.
yeah, I'll give you an overview. And what I wanted is just maybe to get your feedback and perspective. Like as I show you features, if you have any questions, don't hesitate.
Okay.
And if you're thinking of, things that we could add, I mean, with your background and, I coached 26 years and I got out of it. But, I'd love to get your perspective on it and what you think would.
That'd be great.
Yeah. So let me go to my screen. And so are you able to see it?
I am.
Okay.
I like the new logo, first of all.
Oh, thank you. Yeah, we just did a new upgrade on it. And so basically the overview, the first tab we have is Clipboard. And what the Clipboard does is it basically gives you an overview of your calendar and then your allocation of how you're allocating your practice time. So this is a report, analytics, where you can set this to see one practice, a whole week of practice, a whole month of practice. You can see how things are broken down over a course of a period of time.
Okay.
Here's today's practice, and here's the time allocation for today's practice. So as I look here, I come over here, and I can see how I've allocated my practice time, shooting, defense, and these are all categories you as a coach set up. So you can start with defense and then build subcategories, half court, full court, press, however you want to do it, you set them up. And so you can break it down into categories and subcategories. So this just shows you, today's plan. The calendar feature basically is it allows you to create either an event. So I could put in a team meeting here. I can put in a game. I can put in, a conditioning session, or I can create a practice plan.
Does that link with like Google Calendar or anything like that, or is it separate?
It's separate.
Okay.
It's separate. But one of the things too is over the years we've been at this since we started back in 1998, but we went web-based in 2012. But we take suggestions from coaches and integrate them in if we think it's going to benefit everybody. So, I mean, that's something you suggested. I mean, maybe that's something we take a look at. So just to give you a quick overview on how to create a practice plan. So you can do it right out of the calendar feature. Your template is right here, and we're just going to do test. One of the things you'll notice in every field is a drop-down menu. So you don't have to retype information. You put it in one time, and it's point and click. So it saves coaches time when they build a practice plan. So we're going to go to the main gym today. Quote of the day. These accumulate. As you enter your quotes, they come down in this drop-down menu, and you don't have to retype anything. So we're going to use an old John Wooden quote, be quick but don't hurry.
And how do they stay in there? Do they go the most recent one in the top all the way down to the least?
Right.
Okay.
Most recent. Yeah.
Okay.
And same with defensive emphasis, sprint back, offensive emphasis, be shot ready. You put these in and they accumulate. And then, there are some coaches that don't want to use quote of the day. Well, I'll show you in settings. You can turn these on and off if you don't want them.
Okay.
I've always wanted quote of the day. I've always wanted defensive and offensive emphasis.
Okay.
Then over here is start time. If I know I'm going to start at 2:00 every day, I put in 2:00 p.m. So all my practice plans will start at 2:00. If I know I want to set a duration, I want to practice for 2 hours, and I want a prompt to pop up and tell me when I've hit 2 hours of allocated practice time, I can set the duration to 2 hours. So what will happen is when I build a practice plan, and I hit the 2-hour time, a prompt will come up and tell me, you've reached your 2 hours. Do you want to keep going? Because you know as well as I do, sometimes as coaches, we get carried away.
Yeah.
We plan a 3-hour practice, and
I know it's like shooting. Shooting's always the one that gets killed in my practice. It's horrible. Yeah.
Yeah. So you set the duration, then you just start building a plan. And the nice thing is all your drills show up in categories and subcategories, and it's just point and click. So let's say we're going to start with stretching. I can put a default time. It keeps my running time. It's a warm up. I can put notes in, captain's lead. And the nice thing too is I can divide my team up into stretching partners. So I don't have to do that out on the floor. I can do it ahead of time. So here's how I do that. Here's my set of teams. And they all save here on the left. And then when I hover on it, it shows that set of teams for me before I add it. So for example, if I already built a set of stretching partners right here. Stretching partners. So I hover on that, and it actually shows me who my stretching partners are. And I can say, you know what? I want to link that to that drill. So I hit stretching partners, and I hit save and close right here. And the stretching partners show up right underneath.
Oh, I like that.
So if you're building a 4-on-4 shell drill, you can put your 4-on-4 shell.
Does that
team.
randomize, or do you have to put that in
Let me show you how you build it. Right here, we'll go to the next drill. But then you can toggle this and give yourself more viewing on your planner, and so forth. So let me see here. Let me back out of this. So let's add another drill. Let's add 4-on-4 shell. All right, and let's build a set of practice teams. So right over here, here are teams that I've already saved. I created a team already, but we'll go from scratch here. All right, let me see here, close this. Okay, I want 4 players per team. I got 16 guys right here. I hit go. Then I name the team, 4-on-4 shell. I drag them and I build the teams. Okay.
Okay.
And then I just name them. I mean, if we're going to use 4 sets of colored jerseys, I'd put red here as this team, black, green, whatever. Now I can link that team to 4-on-4 shell. Okay. But I already built a set here. So let's go ahead and link that to shell. And now I've got my 4-on-4 shell drill teams.
Okay.
Okay. And again, if you have any questions, don't hesitate.
No, I like that. So I like that a lot. But can it just do it without me having to enter the kids? Like, can I just say break them? Like, I'm thinking of like my Zoom meetings, right? Go to a Zoom meeting and basically say, I need 4 groups of 4, and they just do it for me.
Yeah, that's a great suggestion. I mean, that would be something that we could easily take back to the programmers, and now you'd have a random button.
Yeah, because I mean, and again, I'm just thinking of my teaching right now. Sometimes I like to randomize, and sometimes I like to do what you just did.
Yeah.
Again,
I'll put that down as a suggestion.
Yeah, just think I just think that would make it intriguing. So where did this little video come from?
Okay, I'm going to show you that. Basically, if I want to add video, right here on this media button, I go back and I click on the media button, and here's
where was the media button? I missed the media button. Where was
okay, let me go back. Okay, so you see teams right over here.
Oh yeah. Okay, yep.
And then you see media.
Okay.
Yeah, you click on media, and now all my uploads. I can use YouTube videos. I can, I'm sure you've probably created instructional videos because you've got.
My YouTube channel has like 1,000 videos on it. It's crazy. Yeah, it's crazy.
So you could, so for example, if you just hired a new assistant coach and they're not sure how you want zigzag drill run, well, you could upload a YouTube, or if you've already got a video right here, and basically what you do is hit save, hit OK, and there's the video right here.
I like that.
Yeah, and your assistant coach can watch it. Your team could watch it of
Yep.
how that drill is supposed to be run.
Okay, so I like that. So that's that I so there, I'm again going on teacher mode here.
Yeah.
So I have visual learners, but I have learners that don't learn that way, but learn with actually seeing the drill drawn up. Is there a way to do that on here?
Yeah, right here. Let's go right here and upload that. Now you've got a play diagram,
Okay,
okay? And you can do, you probably use Fast Draw.
right.
Yeah, you can upload your Fast Draw
You
right
can put
into,
your fast draw in there
yeah,
as a PDF.
yes,
Okay, okay,
yes, or a JPEG.
or a JPEG.
You
Okay.
could upload your whole, your drill directory with all your media right here, and then you can just add it.
Okay, okay.
All right. Now, let me show you one other feature we have. You probably run station work. You've got 2 other assistants, and you're going to go, you take the bigs, somebody's got the wings. Well, we call that a time split, and I'm going to show you how you build that. It's very simple. Now we've broken it down into 4 coaches working at the same time. So it's called plan within a plan. So I've got 20 minutes right here. Okay, 20 minutes,
Yep.
but you're taking the bigs and you're doing your own thing. I've got the wings, I'm doing my own thing. And this allows you to do that. It's called a time split.
I like that.
So that just makes it very organized. It calculates all the practice time into the categories that correspond. It's everything I wished I had when I was coaching.
Yeah, I like that. I like that.
Yeah, so that's.
I don't know if I've seen that before. That's intriguing. I mean,
Yeah.
because I always do that, but then I have to kind of do it as subcategories. I like that.
Yeah, and again, the icon right over here is the time split, and it's pretty easy to create. And then again, you can minimize it, and then just keep building your plan. We're going to add 3-on-3 closeouts. We just build our plan, and one of the things you'll notice is it just saves you a ton of time in building a plan. You just, now let's say I'm in a scrimmage. Let's say I want to remind myself of what we're going to cover in the scrimmage. Well, I can go to Playbook, and that's a feature where you can actually create notes. And what it does is it puts in your playbook right here so that it prints out on your practice plan, and this is what you're going to cover in your scrimmage time. So,
okay.
it reminds me, okay, I got to run Chicago Motion. I've got to run 1-4 series. We're going to work on Princeton Special, all that goes with it.
Okay.
And then, we just keep building.
And you have to load what you're scrolling through right now. The coach has to load eventually what I want as far as offense and defense and those kind of things.
One time.
Okay. Yep.
Yeah,
okay.
And it's all there. And what we're
Have
looking
you ever thought of having a presets?
Yeah, we're in the middle of doing that.
Yeah.
And I'm reaching out to, and I don't know if this is something you might be interested in. I mean, you've got a ton of resources. We would upsell it and say, for example, a user subscribes, we make available 50 drills from Teach Hoops. You pay $5, you pay $10. It uploads it in here, and now they've got access to your drills with do you have videos with them?
I've got everything. It's just like, I got too much stuff, to be honest with you.
Yeah.
I do. If you saw my Dropbox, your head would explode. It's like, I need to retire so I can just clean out, first of all, my office, but I can clean out my Dropbox. No, I was just wondering and that's a great idea. I was thinking more like every coach works on their offense. Every coach works on their defense. Every coach works on, none of those are even prefabbed in, just general headers.
Right.
Okay.
Yeah. But we're thinking, we're working on this too. I don't know if you've developed playbooks where you've got, let's say you're going to run 4 out, 1 in motion.
Right.
You've got the playbook and you've got all the associated drills laid out.
Oh, that's a good idea.
Yeah, we're even thinking to feature those. So if I'm a coach and this year my personnel dictates that we're going to run the flex offense.
Right.
but I've never run the flex
I
before.
need all the drills with the flex.
I need all the drills. And we would even include sample practice plans of how you'd integrate flex offense with the breakdown drills.
Right. Right.
And so that's our next step. So I don't know if that's something you would be open
That's
to.
probably outside. That's probably outside of my.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's probably outside of my wheelhouse. To be honest with you.
Yeah.
Yeah, because there's people out there that have made playbooks that are 1,000 times better than. I mean, they're crazy good.
Yeah.
But that's intriguing. That's intriguing. Because I think that's where coaches have their problem with practice. There's two issues with practice planning that I see.
Uh-huh.
It's getting the initial, it's figuring out what I want to do and how much time it takes. I think this is great in the sense that it gives me the kind of the outline. I think coaches have a hard time going, gosh, I need to work on my man D. How do I do it?
Yeah. Oh, I agree.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, what do I need? I mean, make it easier for me to work on my man D. How do I do that?
Yeah.
And that's part of what Teach Hoops does, but we do it more in a general. You could even be more specific, like, here's do this drill, do this drill,
Yep.
do this drill.
Yeah.
Because yeah. And then you would have to charge them more, to be honest with you. But
Right. Yeah. No,
yeah.
we're thinking too, and I noticed you've got your roadmap, which I really like.
Yeah.
We're thinking, this is a work in progress, but we're thinking also to add a preseason, break it into preseason, in season, postseason. So you could build a master practice plan.
Right.
Where you could
Yes.
drag, your concepts, what you want to do, and then all the associated drills in a master practice plan, and then build your daily from there.
Right. I think the problem with young coaches, and this is something I've observed over 30 years, is they first of all, they want you to do their practice plan. They like, I go, practice plan's very individual. It's like a lesson plan. So you have to learn to do it on your, I can help you. But they want to know how to go about it. Like, what specific drill do I need to do this? How do I do this? And then I got to be able to see it in more than one way. I need to see a video. I need to see a handout. There are enough drills out there on the web right now and make your head explode.
Exactly.
But the problem is it's just all this noise.
Exactly.
And I think that's what kind of freaks them out a little bit. Yeah.
Yeah. And I think too, is they got to start with the end in mind. What's your system of play? I can give you 20 random drills, but do you know what offense you're going to run?
Right.
You know your personnel? Do you know your opponents?
Right. That's where Teach Hoops comes in. That's what we do. Is like we get them like their first couple of classes that they should post. What's your offense? What's your defense? How are you going to do it? What's your special situations? All those kind of things. And then you can go start building the other stuff.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. So, to finish up building a practice plan, again, you just, choose your drills. Here's 3 diagrams right here of, the drill and so forth. And then basically what you do is, and you can change the order of things. I can drag and drop. If I want this here, I can drag it up and change the order. Because, at the end of a practice, you may go, you know what? I want to put 4-on-4 shell after this and do that. So, and then you can delete, lines. If I don't want this drill in here, I can close or I can delete it. I can add lines anywhere in the plan and that kind of thing.
And then what happens when I save it, and does it come out as a PDF? What does it look like when it comes out?
I'll show you. It comes out as a PDF. And here's what it looks like. And this is totally customizable. You can add your own logo. You can add your own color scheme. You can add, you can rearrange the design however you want to do it. I can remove this blue bar here. I can change, I can put the logo over here. I can make it a 1-page maximize printout where name would shift up to here and I'd save all this space. And I'll show you that in a second.
Okay.
But here's the printout. And again, you can change colors. You can You can do whatever you need to do.
So it doesn't print out the drills that I've associated with it.
It does.
Like,
here's like 4-on-4 shell.
no, but I'm just talking about the actual diagrams.
Oh yeah, it will. Let's see. I don't think.
Maybe there weren't any in there.
Oh, I know what happened. In my settings, I give the ability to the coach to be able to disable on the printout or enable it on the printout.
Okay. Okay.
So I think
Okay.
I disabled on the
Okay.
printout, but diagrams do show up.
Okay.
All the media shows up. And so that's the printout. And I'll show you where all your plans reside. Right here is your plan list. Everything you do is right here. Easy to access. You can archive seasons. So at the end of this year, I could go ahead and click this right here, go into the archive, and I could save it all to the 2021 season. I can pick and choose what I want to keep for next year. I can archive drills and still keep them without deleting them. So that all that capability.
I love that.
If I want to clone, let's say today's practice plan is something I really liked. I want to tweak it and use it tomorrow. I go right here to the copy feature. It copies it and creates a new version of it. I tweak it. I use it tomorrow. Here's the edit button. Now you can take attendance. Today's practice, everybody was here. Close it. It runs reports for you. You know exactly who's been there and who's not.
Oh, that's good.
Here's an email function. I can email it out to my team. I can create a group. And I can email it and I can put a message. Hey, please review today's plans. Pay attention to the new drill we've introduced, 4-on-4 shell, jump to the ball, whatever it may be. So you can email it out. Print it, delete it.
Okay.
And then again, here's your.
Does it allow you to text it to them?
Right now, I mean, you could save it as a PDF and text it. Yeah. But
Okay.
again, that's another, again, I love getting
kids don't do email.
No, they don't. They don't.
If you'd have a Snapchat button, you'd be all set. I'm telling you. But
Yeah. No, that's a good suggestion.
I mean, I have found that teaching this year, it's like I don't get a hold of them emailing them. They just don't do email. They just don't do it. We've used Remind a little bit for texting, but
Yeah.
I just text them.
Yeah.
But we've actually started a Snapchat because I had to get in. I had to because it's the only way I could get a hold of them.
Yeah.
So yeah, that's interesting. I wouldn't use that a lot. That's the one reason I brought it up, is I don't think I'd use that a lot as far as the email goes.
No, that's a good point. So you think a Snapchat?
Oh God, if you had a Snapchat, you'd be like cutting edge.
Really?
Oh yeah.
Okay.
Now I don't even know. You'd have to ask the programmers. I don't even know if they could do that, but maybe.
Or
you can
texting.
set up group. You can set up groups in Snapchat. That's what we have, and we have like 2 or 3 different groups, and then that's how we communicate with them. Then I'll know if they opened it. I can see that. But even if you had a text, the way it goes is it goes email, then it would probably go texting, then it would probably go Snapchat.
Okay.
Yeah. If you could even get a text thing, I think it would be better than the email button.
Okay.
If you could do that. But I would love that, because that's like just a way of them seeing it before practice. That would be great.
Well, and then they could, if you're implementing a new drill, you could have all your players watching that drill before they even get to practice.
Okay. And is this an app? Do I have to print it off, or can I look at it on my phone?
You can look at it on your phone. It's not an app, but it's optimized for an iPhone and an iPad.
Okay.
So, yes.
Okay.
All right.
Yeah, an iPad. I haven't really thought about that. That'd be great too. Yeah.
Yeah. So, right here is where you can go in. These drop-down menus can get pretty long. So here's where you can go in, and here's my locations on my drop-down menu. I can, let's say we're no longer practicing at the AL or the LAC. I can disable it without deleting it, and it doesn't show up in my drop-down menu.
Okay.
That makes sense?
Yeah.
Same with the announcements. Let's say, you know what? I don't want team meeting after practice. So I'll go right here and I will disable it. It won't show up in the drop-down menu.
Ooh, I
I
like
can do
that.
the same thing with all my drills. I can disable drills without deleting them.
Okay.
Same with defensive emphasis, offensive emphasis, and so forth.
Okay.
Drill directory, my drill list, all my drills. This is where I build my directory. Now there's two ways to build your directory. One is on the fly, creating practice plans. You add a new drill in your practice plan, it saves it to the directory. The other way is build your directory first. They'll show up in the drop-down menu. That makes sense?
Yeah.
Yeah, you can do it both ways.
Okay. Are there subcategories in the drop down, or is it just one big long list?
You can do subcategories.
Okay.
So if I wanted to,
Like offense, defense,
yeah.
out of bounds plays. Okay.
yeah, here's my category list. So like right here is a subcategory. Defense, half court. I can even go 3 to 4 in.
Okay.
You know, if I wanted to do defense, half court, footwork, positioning, whatever, I can go all the way in. You know, we've created subcategories. Practice teams. This is a record of all your practice, your players, sets of teams you've created. Now, again, this is where you can build a set, and then practice team sets that you've already created, all right here. And again, it gives you the ability to, you know, I like my 4-on-4 shell. I think I'm going to clone it and tweak it a little bit and save it as a new set of teams for my 4-on-4 rebounding drill or whatever.
Right.
Okay. Evaluations, very simple. It just gives you the ability to create an evaluation for a practice, like today's date, my opponent, or just practice. I can go in post-game evaluation and I can write some notes.
Okay.
And just, you know, so I can reference that when I'm building my next practice plan. Like if we scrimmaged last night and we turned the ball over a ton, I'm going to make some notes here. So when I build today's practice, I'm going to go back and look at evaluations, and I'm going to go, okay, we need to work on press break because we didn't handle it very well. Scouting report, same feature right here with scouting report. You can do some, you know, basic scouting reports. And again, if I'm preparing for Friday's opponent, I can go in and look, and I can look at the notes, and I can go, okay, they 2-2-1 full court press. So today's Monday, we're going to work on press break today because Friday night, we're going to see it. So I try to bring that information in as you're building your practice plan.
Right.
Reports, you can run, again, a list of practices and see how I've allocated my practice time. I can go January to current, let's see, go January 1st to today. And I can run a report on all of my practices at that time and my allocation of how I've allocated practice time.
I like that.
All right down here. Okay. Uploads. This is where I upload all my media. So, you know, you've got a ton of drills. You could
Right.
upload it right here and then, you know, bring it into your practice plan. Settings. We've made this really customizable. So if you're a coach that this is a cumulative planner report. So I can reset this for a month. I can reset it for the season. Here's the autosave. You've just planned half your practice. You get a phone call. You got to run. It saves it. You don't want to lose it. This tells you when you alter a drill, an existing drill, it asks you, do you want to save it as a new drill, or do you want to make just a one-time change on that drill?
Oh, okay.
Right? This media placement is, how do I want my diagrams stacked?
And what do they mean? What do you mean by that? In the practice plan itself?
What was that?
What do you mean by the placement?
The media placement, do I want my diagrams running down? Let's say you have a drill that has 3 diagrams.
Oh, okay.
And there are 3 JPEGs, 3 PDFs. Yep. Do I want them running left to right? Do I want them running down?
Okay.
Okay.
And if they're running down, see, I like one side my drill and the other side my PDF. Could I put them next to each other?
Uh-huh.
Okay, that's what. Yeah. Okay.
Yeah. And then again, if I know I'm going to practice for 2 hours every day, I can set a default duration of 2 hours right here. But I'm choosing not to use that. I mean, I can activate it and then put in a duration time of 2 hours. That prompt will come up every time I go past 2 hours in my practice plan.
Can you not put when you start your practice plan, can you put nothing there and just build it?
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah. And then default start time. If I know I'm going at 2 o'clock, I'd put 2 o'clock here. I'd activate it. Now every one of my practice plans will start at 2 o'clock. Okay. All right. Now here's where I can show things in the planner and not show them in the printout. I can show we don't currently allow for the printout of the pie chart. That's just in the planner, but I can turn it off if I don't want it. Announcements.
So why can't you print it? Too big?
Sometimes it takes up a lot of space. I mean, it's something we could definitely add. Would you find that helpful?
I don't know. I mean, I think I would want the option to do it. I don't know if I would do it for every practice.
Yeah.
But I would think I would print it off, even if it was on its own sheet, to show my assistants.
Okay.
Like, it'd be more about like, hey, look, you think this is, bring it to practice and go, you think this looks okay?
Yeah.
More than, it doesn't necessarily have to be on the practice plan, but
Okay.
it's more like, maybe how assistant coaches and coaches talk all the time. And
Yeah.
it's like, hey, we're not getting enough defensive thing. And then I show them the printout and they could go, well, where could we? That's the only reason. I don't think I'd necessarily need it for practice, like on the planner, but I would like the ability to be able to print it off. Like, hey, let's look at the last 3 months of what we've done.
Yeah.
Oh my God, I definitely would want that access.
Okay.
Even it could be its own sheet.
Yes.
I don't think it has to be part of which is probably easier for the programmer, to be honest with you.
Well, it would be, yeah. And
I just need this to be able to print, because I can tell you right now, I have at least one assistant coach who would want that. Like, he'd want to look at, what have we done the last week? What have we done the last 2 weeks? What have we done the last month?
Yeah. See, what we would do is we would probably put it in our reports feature right here.
Yeah, and just like the ability to print that off and then figure out your window. Like, hey, I want to look back. What did we do in my 2005 season that we won a state championship? How much time did we spend?
Yep.
And then I'd want to be able to print that, to look at it, to compare it to
how you're doing this year.
Yeah. And then I think that's would be very useful for a coach, to be honest with you.
Okay. No, that's great.
Because you really wouldn't use it at practice. Like, it doesn't need to be on my planner. It just needs the ability to print it. I'm surprised he can't, but yes, that would be very helpful, actually.
Okay. And that's not a lot for programmers.
No, that would be 15 minutes. That wouldn't be anything to put that in a pull down and just print it to a PDF is easy, I think.
Yep. So here's those turn on and off, show in the planner, show on the plan. Now right here, some coaches, they want to have their running time first and then their drill. They don't want categories. This allows you to change the layout of how your planner looks. So like,
can I do time? Like 3 o'clock to 3:15, 3:15 to 3:20?
Absolutely.
Yeah, that's what I would do.
Yeah, if you wanted the running time, and that's what you're saying is running time.
I would want to know the time on the clock in the gym.
Uh-huh.
Can you do that?
So what do you mean? You want
so when I do my practice, because there's 2 clocks in the gym, and then there's the scoreboard usually. So I want, let's say we start practice at 4. I want it to say from 4 to 4:10 we're doing this drill.
Oh yeah.
From 4:10 to 4:15 we're doing this drill. That's the way I read my practice.
Yes.
Everybody, it's crazy how people do it different. Some people will do the running total.
I know.
Yeah, it is crazy.
Yeah, so you could put that. So you could make the adjustment. Right now, I've got running time. You're talking about running time.
Okay.
Is what you're saying. 4:10 to 4:20. We're working on shell drill.
Okay.
Yeah, running time. But let's say I want that first in the practice planner, and I want it first on my printout. Then I just make this number 1, and it changes the order of the planner. So now I've got running time. I've got my drill. I've got category if I want it. I've got description, whatever. That's what this allows you to do right here. And you can relabel things. Instead of activity, you could put drill.
Okay.
Okay. Now, right here is where you load your practice, your team name, your logo. You upload it here. Now, here's where you can control your printout, what your printout looks like. Let's say I'm a coach that wants no frills. I'm going to use the default. I'm going to use the default, and I'm going to preview it. And here's what it looks like, just very basic. That's a template. And so all your plans are going to fall into this template right here. Okay, it's very basic.
I actually like that look.
I mean, you can use it, and yeah, you can. I mean, but then let's say, you know what? I want to add my team colors. Well, you can go right in here and customize it and change things around. I can move the logo over to the right instead of the left. I can change the banner. I can change the content, the table, the colors. Then I can preview it right here. And then what it does is it saves it as a template, and every one of my practices will come out looking like
that.
This.
Okay.
Yeah. And again, that's just a flexibility that we've given because everybody want to do things differently and so forth.
Right.
And then my planner is basically, we've set this up with the pricing with one user, one team account is $119. So
Okay.
that means varsity coach, varsity team, and that's it. If you buy the $139, it's 2 team accounts, varsity, JV, varsity head coach, JV head coach. If you buy the $179, it's 3 team accounts, varsity, JV, sophomores, 6 users. So you could have an assistant, your JV coach could have an assistant, your sophomore coach could have an assistant.
Right.
And now the nice feature about this, and I'm sure you're pretty particular about continuity in your program, what it allows you to do is it allows the JV coach to see all of your information, all your practice plans, all your drills, and they can't edit them, but they can bring them into their own account. They could bring your exact practice plan today into their account. They could tweak it and use it for their own needs, or they could use it exactly as you have it laid out.
So you label inside it who the head coach is.
Exactly.
Okay.
So let's say I'm going to go to Lone Peak JV. That's one of my sub-team accounts. So what happens is this is the JV coach's account. He can do everything you can do. He can also, right here, it says parent account data. I want to look at the varsity coach's plan list, and I want to see today's plan. I can look at it right here, and then what I can do is copy it right here into my JV account. That's your practice plan you've created for the varsity. And I want to follow that because you want me to, and we want continuity in our program. That makes sense?
Yeah. So here's another question I have for you. What happens if you have a varsity, a JV, a sophomore, and 2 freshmen?
What we do is just a special pricing. We price it out for you.
Okay, you price it out.
Yeah.
Okay, and you do the same thing for a youth organization?
Absolutely. Yeah,
Okay.
we've had an entire school. The AD buys it, and he says, "Hey, I want it for all my programs." Well, he tells me we've got 12 programs, we've got X amount of users. Then we base it on percentage, and obviously we discount.
Right. Yeah. Because you're getting them in.
Yeah.
I like that. I was just thinking for my youth organization too. That'd be interesting.
Do you have a pretty big youth organization, or
pretty big? I mean, we're not playing this year, so it's like, but well, hopefully, but I don't think so. Yeah. So that's an interesting. I think that'd be an interesting twist for you.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because what you could do is you could implement your curriculum through your whole program.
Right. Well, I think that's a great idea.
Yeah, you'd be the administrator.
Right.
And let's say you've got 15 coaches under you.
So here's the question I have. So let's say you bought a high school one for like 5 coaches.
Yeah.
And then you have your youth one. You really don't want to mesh them together, but can you move some of your stuff over to that one?
Uh-huh.
You can.
Yes.
Are you have to do that, or I would be able to do that?
So are you talking entirely? What we can do is we can structure you as the administrator, then you have your high school accounts, so to speak,
Right.
have your youth accounts, and we would be able to, we haven't had that request before, but we could link it so that when you go right here, let me go back here, you would be able to, in your planner, you would see your JV team, your sophomore team, and then you would see your youth teams under here. So
Right.
you could basically copy information from your account into the youth team account.
Oh, I could just copy it over. That would be
Yeah.
easy. Okay. Yeah. Okay.
Or the other way, the youth coaches can do exactly like your JV coach. They would click on the parent account data. Let's say you have an 8th grade or 5th grade team, and your coach has access here. He has an account. He can go into parent account data, and he can choose your plan list or your drill list, and he can bring those all into his account.
Okay. That makes
Okay.
sense. Yeah. I think that would be a big feature for people to be able to do. Cause I wouldn't want them to see all the stuff we do
Yeah,
just because it would, I would have to simplify it. Like,
yeah,
you know what I mean? It would be like, you don't need a 4th grader doing the stuff that we're doing.
right.
So I wouldn't want them to have a full, I mean, I don't care if they have access, but I just wouldn't want it because it would be too confusing.
Yeah, too much.
It'd be too much.
Yeah,
So I'd want to be able to take like the subcategory of this and then ship it over, a subcategory of this and ship it over.
yep, yep.
That's interesting. Okay.
Yeah. And so that basically, as far as the planner, do you have any other specific questions or anything?
I don't. This is awesome. I'm going to put this up on my YouTube channel.
Okay.
And then I'll put your email, I'll put my email, I'll put the
Perfect.
contact stuff down below. So if anybody has any questions on it,
Yeah.
they can ask, because I probably won't have necessarily the answers for it.
Okay.
But I'll do that for sure on my YouTube channel. So if you send me a copy of this, I'd be glad to do that. That'd be awesome.
Okay. And again, one of the things too is I'm looking to build a forum specifically on practice planning, the science and methodology of practice planning.
Oh, that's a good idea.
Yeah. And in fact, I've got an interview with a coach next week. I don't know if you've ever heard of Lone Peak High School. They played for the national championship in 2013, and they actually, Max Preps awarded them the national championship. They're out of Utah.
Okay.
They had that year they had like 5 Division I players, and 4 of them went to BYU. A kid named Hawes. I don't know if you remember that, but the head coach won the Naismith Award in 2013. His name's Quincy Lewis.
Okay.
And I've got an interview with him next week because he's here in Utah on how he builds his practice plans. I'm just going to pick his brain. I mean,
Oh, that's a good idea.
Yeah, he won 7 state titles at Lone Peak here in Utah, and he was a BYU assistant. And then Dave Rose at BYU stepped down, and Mark Pope is the new coach at BYU. And he's now a high school coach here in Utah. And so I'm going to do a podcast with him. If you ever wanted to maybe hook that in or whatever.
Oh, you give me that. I would love to put that in. People would eat that up. You send that over. I'll put it on YouTube. I'll put it. I'll have to figure out which podcast, but I would definitely shoot it up. I mean, I put out 8 podcasts a week, so I put out a lot of podcasts. So if you're willing to share, I know the audience would love that. Are you kidding me? Oh my God, they would eat that up.
Yeah. And then, that's a way of, obviously attracting business for our
right.
sales.
For your, yeah. It would be great. I think it would be awesome. Any of that stuff you do, I'm more than willing to help.
Okay.
This is great. This thing is great. Like,
thank you. Yeah.
If I was thinking, I'd be getting one, but like, I don't think we're gonna have a season. So it's like, I know.
Wait and see. Yeah.
I know, but I'm gonna talk to my AD about it for sure and stuff.
Okay. Yeah.
And the youth thing is an interesting angle. I think that's a hidden gem for you. I'm telling you.
Yeah, I think so. With AAU and youth and that.
But you got to get the high school coach to go and say, let's hey, you can get it you can have your whole youth program, 20 licenses for $1,000 or so. I mean,
exactly.
Something like, here you go.
Yeah. Exactly.
That's why I got to figure out how many coaches we have. Would it be helpful? Da da da.
Yeah.
And then as the business person in me, what you should do is you should offer to do what you just did to me with youth programs.
Yeah.
Like if my youth program buys it, you do what you just did for me for them,
You
like
mean
on
a
a Zoom.
tutorial?
Yes, like
Yeah,
literally
absolutely.
this, because I could use this now. Like I
Yeah.
couldn't use it beforehand by watching the other stuff.
Yeah.
It's like, okay, on Tuesday at 7:00, our youth program bought this. All the coaches that want to learn how to use it show up, and then they'll ask the questions. And then,
Exactly.
yeah, oh yeah, that's a golden nugget. I mean, that will
Okay.
work for sure.
Yeah, and we'd be happy to do that. And
Okay.
my passion, like I said, I coached 26 years. I don't coach now, but my passion is helping coaches, and so is yours.
I know, that's why I started Teach Hoops, man.
Oh,
Because
yeah,
I kept getting all these emails. I swear to God, I
yeah,
kept getting all these emails. It's like, well, I got to put them somewhere.
yeah,
Little money doing it, and it's like, and I'm still helping them. It's like, but it's like
yeah,
at least they're over here. It's like,
yeah.
okay.
So do you do a lot of consulting?
I do a little bit. I do a
Yeah.
little bit.
Yeah.
I was like on a clinic tour for pre-COVID too, but it's like, holy crap, that all got shut down real fast
Yeah, it did.
too.
Yeah. What do you do, the Nike clinics, or what exactly?
I haven't done the Nike. I haven't done Nike.
Yeah.
But I've done all the other ones.
Have you?
And I had some set up where I was going to go to San Diego. I had a couple set up with some friends out in California, and that, how COVID just shut everything down.
Yeah. Yeah.
And to be honest with you, I think people don't want Zoom stuff anymore.
Yeah.
They don't want when this thing ends, I think people are going to want in-person clinics again.
Oh yeah.
Because they're different. They're different when you have players in the court. They're different than this whole Zoom. Like,
Yeah.
it's not the same.
Yeah. It's a different
So I think
world.
that will and that's kind of my long-term thing is, I probably have, my son just graduated. My daughter's I probably got 5 years left, maybe.
Yeah.
So what I'm trying to do is figure out how I can travel and do this together.
Oh yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So that I'm just trying to work that angle a little bit too, but it's good. It's fun. I enjoy it. I love giving back. I mean,
Yeah. There's nothing like it.
no, we were gonna have a really good team this year too. I just feel so bad for my boys.
Yeah.
Yeah, we were. I think we were preseason number 9.
Oh yeah.
It's a little low for us, but yeah, I think we were gonna have a good team. And it's like, what do I mean, you almost got to tell them white lies at this point. Like, maybe the spring, maybe,
I know. Yeah. It's so frustrating.
It's like,
Yeah, it is. But yeah, so I, again, anything, I can do for helping you, and I appreciate you.
yeah, we've gotten some. I've been watching. I didn't even look recently. I think I got like 182 emails. People are signing up. I just think, I don't know.
Yeah.
I don't know what the your normal percent is for affiliates, but mine with my other affiliates, I don't know. It's anywhere like 5-10%, somewhere in there.
Yeah.
So, which is normal. That's normal. That's the normal thing. But it's just like, yeah. I think your 21-day trial is an interesting cookie.
Yeah. When you say interesting cookie, what do you mean?
Because I have a 14-day free trial. I just wonder, how much do you harass them after they don't sign up?
Yeah, that's a good thing.
Because I think they forget about it.
Yeah, that's a good question. That's a good question.
They sign up. It's 21 days. It's almost too long in the sense that I think they forget that they signed up for it and, ooh, I should buy it.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yep.
7 seems too short. That's why I've landed on 14.
Yeah.
I just think that, I think they forget about it. And then it's like,
Yeah. And then once they see it, I've gone to the Nike clinic in Las Vegas. I've gone to the Final Four. When coaches come by, like Larry Kostoviak, University of Utah, he walks by, he sees it, and he goes, of course, I'm going to buy it.
Right.
I mean, it just, once they see it, but when they sign up for the trial, I think you're right. It might be just.
You almost got to push them a little harder to sign up.
Yeah.
I think.
Yeah. No, I think that's a good observation.
Because I think that's the trick. Even though you send the follow-up, I just don't know if it's enough to, like, unless you're harassing them like, hey.
Yeah.
you know, which you don't really necessarily want to do.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, that would be my only, you know,
Yeah.
because my guess is there's a lot on this list. The cookie's probably like 30 days. Maybe by spring they'll think about it. I don't know.
Yeah.
Maybe they won't either.
Yeah.
But
No, that's a good point. Now, do you have partners, or are you kind of just a one-man show?
I'm kind of a one-man show. That's why I hired a VA on Upwork to kind of help me keep my life situated.
Yeah.
And it's basically me. I have a couple people that do stuff for me,
Yeah.
that are independent contractors. Like
Yeah.
I have people do my help with my YouTube channel. I have some
Yeah.
people doing courses and stuff, but no, it's basically my players think I'm part vampire because I don't sleep, but uh, well, it's been easy the last 8 months because I haven't anything else to do.
Yeah.
But you know, when I'm teaching and coaching and stuff, then it's kind of like a lot of things in the air. But it's kind of a one man. I got a bunch of affiliates I kind of work with.
Yeah.
You know, I've got a sponsor for my podcast who pays me. Dr. Dish. They're
Yeah.
awesome.
Yeah.
They're awesome.
Are
Like,
they?
oh, it's great. They're great sponsors, and yeah, and it's a great machine in my opinion. It's like, I think it's better than the shoot away one.
Are
So
they,
yeah, so
Steve, are they open to, like, see, I've never approached anyone for a sponsorship.
for your podcast,
Well, not just that, or the practice planner or podcast. I've never.
ooh, that'd be interesting. I wonder how you would be, how you would work with Dr. Dish. That would be interesting. I think your angle is you got to find drill people. I mean, to be
Yeah.
honest with you, like, I think that's what would separate. Not that there's anything else out there. I think yours is probably the best one out there.
Yeah.
But I just don't know what keeps you ahead of the game is, you know, because people have started doing the free version of this.
Yeah. I know. I saw it.
And it looks like yours in
Yeah.
some respects.
Yeah.
So I think the way you stay ahead of that is you give them more. Like, you give them drills, you give them videos,
Content.
you give them content on top of it. Because that's the hard part. Even for an old dog like me, I got to see the drill.
Yeah.
Like, I can run 4x4 cutthroat till the cow come home, but I need to see it. I need to have my little key point. I mean, I've run it for 30. I've probably run it 1,000 times. I know what I'm doing, but I need the piece of paper and I need to see the drill along with the explanation and all that kind of stuff.
Yeah.
So I think a lot of the stuff you do is awesome. Like, hell, how many times have I handed an assistant coach a piece of paper and said, go give me 5 groups of 4? Like,
Yeah, for sure.
if I can have all that stuff done, that stuff's all good. And the pie chart is what they a couple of people have taken. They've done that with Excel sheets and stuff. I think the kicker is, how can you make it easy for me as a coach? You want to make the new you want your mousetrap to be better than their mousetrap. Be honest with you.
Yeah.
And
You're thinking that.
Well, your partnership should be Fast Draw. That's what your partnership should be.
Yeah.
Because if you associate this with Fast Draw and I could go to Fast Draw and just pull my plays over, oh my God.
Yeah.
I think that's your part. That's the partnership that makes sense for you.
Yeah. Do you know those folks at all?
I don't really. They're basically this big dog and don't have anybody else bothering them.
No, that's right. They're like Huddle.
They're exactly like Huddle. I was a crossover guy too. And then the Huddle bought crossover, and now it's like no one, like, it's like Amazon, anyway, they have the best. Fast Draw has the best mousetrap.
Yeah.
Everyone uses it. No one's competing with them, which is what's crazy to me. So, but they're your perfect partner. So you got to find the other person that's doing I don't even know who that would be, but who's doing Fast Draw that's not Fast Draw.
Yeah.
That's who you need to find. You need to find the up and start guy that's doing Fast Draw but isn't Fast Draw.
Yeah. No, that's a good point.
Because Fast Draw doesn't have, I mean, Fast Draw, do they have I know they have the scout thing. I don't think they have a practice planner thing, do they?
You know, they tried it. And I could tell they'd even taken things from mine. I could see it, in
Yep.
the design.
Yep.
And then they shut it down because it wasn't, the reports I got back from coaches that came over to us was it wasn't nearly as intuitive and easy to drop down drill. You choose it was kind of clunky.
They tried to add it afterwards.
Exactly.
They built the car and then they tried to add it afterwards.
Exactly.
It doesn't work that way.
No. And they
Yes.
shut it down. They ended it after about a year and 2 years.
Right.
So yeah,
And then if you found that you could correlate, yours could become, you could have a scout subset in yours if you somehow got plays and stuff put in.
yeah.
Because we use our scout thing too, which is great because you
Is it?
basically draw the drill and move it over.
Yeah.
I mean, that's the only thing I would be missing on this would be the plan stuff. And then I don't even know if I have one of my templates, but I like having actual diagrams on my practice plan.
Yeah.
I mean, you know what I mean? I don't know how many people like that or don't like that. But I actually, even if I had to draw it out, I'd like practice. I like a half court, a full court. I like those things on my practice plan.
Yeah.
That would be my only thing on it.
Yeah. And again, we can do that on ours. I just had it disabled.
Right.
But you can have the diagrams and the printout.
Is it right next to it?
Let me see if I can go to settings. And there it is.
Oh, like that. Okay. Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. And see, you can, like if you imported this from FastDraw, it would have all your diagram right here. Or you can do it by hand. It gives you that
Right.
option.
And could I put 2 or 3 little half courts there?
Yes. It all depends on the media you upload. Like right here in the media button, uploads, you can do half court drills. Here's a half court. You can do multiple. Yeah.
Okay.
It just depends on what you upload into your media section.
Okay.
So.
Well,
great.
Yeah.
Well, good. Steve, thank you so much
Yep.
for your time and your feedback. And I will get this sent to you and let's stay in touch.
Let's stay in touch. Well, for sure.
Okay.
Sure. All right. Thanks.
Thank you, Steve.
Stay safe. Bye.
You too. Okay. See ya.
Hey, Coach, so glad you enjoyed that video. Not that you found us, you already found us. Let me know how I can help. I've won lots of championships, as you can see, won lots of rings. Let me know how I can help you become a better basketball coach. teachhoops.com is one small way. Go over and check it out above and below, and let me know how we can serve you to become a better basketball coach. Enjoy.